You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Everyone, I'm Ross Palumbo. Here's a look at your top stories at this hour. A gruesome scene in the high desert. 6 people found dead on a remote road there. KCAL's Jasmine Viel is working that story for us right now.
So I'm here on a dirt road right off about 2 miles from Highway 395, 10 miles north of Adelanto. And you can see the crime tape that is set up behind me here. And just beyond this, of course, the investigation that is continuing into these murders. 6 people found dead, their bodies piled up next to some vehicles, 2 vehicles, a white van and a dark blue SUV. That SUV riddled with bullet holes, dozens of evidence markers surrounding it. And we do not know the identities of the 6 people killed. As this investigation is unfolding, all the sheriff's department would tell us with San Bernardino County is that they responded out here around 8 o'clock Tuesday night for a welfare check, somehow connected to that white van. When they showed up, that's when they discovered the bodies. We don't know how they were killed, although again, it looks like bullet holes and some of the windows are blown out in that SUV. And then they discovered the 6th person, that 6th body, just this morning, Wednesday morning. And so now you have 6 people dead. We do not have anything on any suspects or, again, how and why this may have happened out here in this remote area in the Mojave Desert. We did hear, even though this is outside Adelanto city limits, we heard from the mayor saying he's praying for the safety of the families of these victims. And of course, he wants justice. But we're not hearing much from investigators. They held a news conference Wednesday morning with very little information. Again, they would not even confirm if it was a shooting that happened out here. It took us down this long dirt road off the highway. So whatever may be the case, these 2 vehicles came out here at some point, and we don't even know if the bodies were dumped, but the fact that 6 people were found dead out here as investigators are trying to get to the bottom of this, have the coroner come out who has yet to remove the bodies. And so we're going to have the latest coming up on KCAL News on the investigation. And also I was talking to locals in Adelanto. Of course, the news has spread there to the city, and they say they've seen an increase in crime. This is very frightening, and with such a gruesome crime scene. Again, all of this and the latest coming up on KCAL News tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Closing arguments have just wrapped up in a road rage shooting case that left a 6-year-old child dead on the 55 freeway. Marcus Anthony Ariz is charged with second-degree murder and shooting at a vehicle. He's accused of killing Aiden Leos back in May of 21 while his mother was driving him to kindergarten. She says at one point the car Ariz was in just cut her off, forcing her to brake to prevent a crash, so she flipped them off. And that's when she says Ariz pulled out a gun and opened fire. Ariz's attorney claims he made a mistake and wasn't being malicious. Prosecutors don't buy it.
There can be no greater example of the callous, cold-hearted disregard for human life than firing at someone over a gesture from a moving car as they drove away. Mr. Ariz turned this little boy into a question that would haunt the citizens of Orange County for 16 days.
Again, in that case, closing arguments have just wrapped up. Ariz's girlfriend here on the left, who was driving the car, is still awaiting her trial for being an accessory after the fact. Developing right now, police have arrested a Norwalk man as part of the January 6th Capitol riot investigation. Michael Haltom is facing several felony and misdemeanor charges. The DOJ says video shows the 43-year-old waving other rioters forward and gesturing to them to push back the barricades used by officers. Haltom was also believed to be the first rioter to get inside of the Capitol, climbing in through a broken window. The DOJ also says he confronted a Capitol police officer inside and tried to kick down a door, among several other things. LAPD Police Chief Michael Moore says crime has dropped across the city compared to last year. His end-of-the-year crime report revealing a 3% drop in violent crime. Fewer people were shot, and homicides fell by 17%. But property crimes are up 3%, all fueled by a surge in auto and retail thefts. But Chief Moore says they're making progress on that front since the launch of the Organized Retail Theft Task Force.
Since August, more than 600 arrests, and we recovered 29 firearms, and importantly, recovered more than $5.5 million in property.
Chief Moore is going to step down next month, as we've been reporting. The police commission says it wants to have an interim chief in place before that, and then it'll work on finding a permanent replacement. Taking a live look outside right now, the rain from earlier this week is gone, but it still feels like winter. It's still cloudy out there. Where's the sun? KCAL meteorologist, our son, Olga Ospina, is here with our next weather forecast. How's it looking, Olga?
Hi, Ross. You know what? It is cloudy, but I have a lot of sunshine for you as we head into this weekend. We have some huge changes, and here's a look at our radar. So, yes, it has been cool and cloudy. We've seen some rain to our north, but that system that really impacted Northern California, the Central Coast, that is breaking up, and we're just left with a few showers, potentially even impacting some of our mountain areas as we head into later this afternoon. But really, most of us not being impacted by this and just seeing the cloudy skies as we head into the evening hours, potentially out through Big Bear. We could be seeing a few showers out there as well, but things are going to be drying out. Still some cloud cover as you wake up early on Thursday. We're looking at a deepening marine layer. We'll see more sunshine tomorrow, though, than what we will see today. And then as we continue into Friday, especially the weekend, we'll continue to see those clearing skies. This afternoon, yes, cool temperatures, 60s for most of us, even some 50s from Claremont, even Malibu, 54 degrees. We have mid-60s across the Antelope Valley. But take a look at our temperature outlook. We are looking at much warmer conditions on the way, above average numbers across much of the west. And look at these temperatures for the weekend. Woodland Hills, 79 on Saturday, plenty of sunshine as well, and some heat. 80s here for January. So middle of winter, we're talking numbers in the 80s. Here's a look at the big picture. So that rain that impacted Central Coast is again breaking apart. We're not going to see a big impact here in Southern California, but we will get the cool conditions and the cloud cover still sticking around even for tomorrow morning. But high pressure is going to be building in, bumping up those temperatures, and we're going to be talking those very warm numbers even into the early part of next week. You'll see it here in the extended forecast with 70s returning for the valleys by Friday, upper 70s by Saturday, and low 80s on Sunday, continuing warm into the early part of next week. By Wednesday, we are looking at a chance of showers, so enjoy the warm temperatures while you can, Ross.
80 degrees on Sunday. Olga, you know where I'll be.
I know. You will be at the beach,
The beach.
which beaches will actually be in the mid to upper 70s, so some good beach days as well.
Sounds great. Thanks as always, Olga. Well, a heads up, if you're around LAX today, Vice President Kamala Harris is coming to Southern California. She is expected to speak at a campaign reception in Manhattan Beach. Harris is going to arrive at LAX around 4:30 tonight. Heads up. She's then going to fly to Sacramento tomorrow to support the legislature's Democratic caucus. Then she's returning to L.A. tomorrow, a little bit later. We'll keep you updated on that so you know what to avoid. This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We will be back live at 3 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.